Take two, episode 5, take two. We had to come off there because my phone is having, it's on its last legs. It overheated. Sorry about
No,
that, Denton. Sorry about that.
you've got one a new phone, haven't you?
I need to get a new phone. I got an iPhone 12 mini, but it can't cope. It can't cope with this
Yeah, yeah,
Los Angeles heat. So
yes, sir.
we were talking about second chances, and we were talking. What I wanted to ask you was, following on about this and life's the trials and tribulations, the ups and downs, whether you're in a fight in the ring or you're in a fight outside of the ring. When you were in prison, you found yourself getting a tattoo, the Serenity Prayer. When I've
Mm.
been in life with my addiction issues, I found myself getting a tattoo, the Serenity Prayer. And I just wanted to ask you, what was it about that prayer? What was it about that made you want to get it on your body? What was it? Do you remember like saying the prayer or being
Well,
around?
well, if you will, for us, say it, so people know what the prayer is.
Okay. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Speaks for itself. I think that said it all, didn't it? I think that's all we need in life, innit? A bit of serenity.
We need.
Admitting, man. Let's all admit and let's all get on.
It's like those judges, right? You can't. So if we take the serenity prayer to the judges with Izzy and that bad decision or a bad decision, you can't control those judges. You can't control any of that. But what you can control is your character. You can control that with that information. People are always watching, right? You can deal with how you deal with the loss. You can deal with how you deal with the win. You know, you can't control all those.
Yeah, that's it, definitely. Concentrate what we're doing, and end of the day, like I say, we all know what happened, and like I say, it was just one of them things, and you've got to taste that because, like I said, if to learn how to win in life, you've got to learn how to lose. Massive. To learn how to win, you've got to learn how to lose because you'd never win if you didn't know how to lose. What how to lose were. You need to, you know what I mean? That probably comes before winning if you think of it. But like I say, when you get these kids, you're hyping them up, you get doing well and putting it in, you're dedicated and disciplined, and and they would travel, and then to get to this other lass who's sponsored by this big firm, you know what I mean, who's a big haulage company, what's like I said, paid for at night, and like I said, them superstars were here, Steve Collins were there, Richie Woodall, them all on Sky TV, and these kids, like I said, from Man and from ends. But good, we enjoyed it. We were at the Drake Manor, where it was it's like a zoo. So we enjoyed it, a good night out. And I said, it's better than stood on shops, isn't it? Where we are. It's better than stood on shops getting in trouble. She got sent out an estate into another town. It opens up her eyes, and it gives her, like I said, character building, doesn't it? She boxed. She didn't get a decision. She was gutted at first, but then at the end of it, she thought, no, I did win. Don't matter what they said. I did win. She's been back in gym. She's been back on it. So we can't wait for the phone to ring again. But after that, then we had another kid go out to Bradford. We went to Bradford and they stopped kidding second round. It was great. It was a good night. Then one of the Bradford lads come over to Rotherham, Sheffield. He wanted a match. And then he beat our lads, as we just been out. Jermaine Chambers, he was a good kid. Fair play to the kid. He come over, took the fight. Jermaine's been on holiday and that, and he's been back in gym, but he even said, I got him to understand. I says, you've got to learn how to lose. He says, this is going to make me better. I'm going to train harder. I'm going to be on time. He's always on time anyway, but he's going to put his time in and put more in and make sure he learns by the mistakes. And even if we win again and we lose again, it's not a bad thing. It just conditions us, the body, the brain, the mind, to deal with the tragedy, what comes in front of you. Because when it happens, like I said, he had his face down there and it was heartbreaking. See that kid like that, because you see him elated, and he won. When they're up, aren't they? Wow, everybody's when they're down, and you feel it. But that's life, isn't it?
That's life, and without the bitter, you can't appreciate the sweet as much. Without the bad times, you don't really appreciate the good times.
Definitely.
And that's the same.
The
like
yin
you,
and the yang, in it. The yin and the yang, the sweet and the salt, everything did, every salt of earth, as they are, these people. And like I said, from this, it'll do him a world of good. It's done Izzy a world of good. In the day, you take it on chin, you get back up, you go again. Do you know what I mean? It's not, his life's not meant to be all roses. It's all a lesson. That's why it's never a loss. If it's a lesson, it becomes a blessing then. Isn't it?
yeah, for sure, mate. Sorry, I got some idiot trying to call me. Trying to run my podcast, but I just don't accept it. So I'm just looking how you don't accept it.
You look like you don't accept it with your face. You're like,
how do you do it? There you go. Should put it on airplane mode, but I can't because I'm using my data. I shouldn't have said that, actually. I'm the idiot not knowing how to use my phone, and that way someone can call me. It's not so
exactly. You're the idiot.
I'm the idiot. I'm the problem. That's the serenity prayer as well. It lets you know it's not that guy who's the idiot calling me. I'm the idiot not setting my phone up.
Yeah, he's calling you because he wants to speak to you.
Yeah, that's it. I'm lucky that someone's calling me. So praise the Lord. Sorry. Blessed. Sending out love. Listen.
Good job that weren't me. You should get some of that.
Yeah, one of those. Hey up, mate. Took you that picture the other day, looking at that right hook. What about a right Andy Lee? He had a right hook on him, didn't he? Andy Lee.
Yeah.
He had a right hook on him.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
right. Yeah.
Well, like, his right hook were like a hot knife through butter. It didn't look no on it, like a hot knife through butter. Just used to put people a kip, didn't it? Just used to.
Yeah. A lot of even Mike Tyson and Ricky Hatton, there's some good who had that good left hand, that good right, that good left right hook.
Yeah. Ones because you don't see them coming. The hooks, you don't see them. Just connect on this little.
Gatty and Ward. Yeah.
Yeah, it's those knees drop. Those knees go to
boom, 3 pound of pressure on tip of chin there. That's all it takes. Or your temple or back of head. 3 pounds. It's like over a bag of sugar, isn't it?
There you go.
Drop your to knees, man. Drop your to knees.
Well, that's it. I'll ask you. We talked at the beginning in part 1 about Camilla being born, and we were speaking about how you prayed that night and stuff. And you see a lot of boxers thanking God. You see a lot of boxers praying. You see Tyson Fury before his fights. He's got all denominations, all colours, all creeds, everybody together, and they pray. There's something in that prayer. There's something in the power of prayer.
It's important. That's the message, to rise up, or you never do. That's the message. It's all, what can you say? It's all vapor, and it's all speak, it's all a prayer. It's all the passing of life, the nature, the spirit. What goes around comes around. The air, the water. We all come from water and mud, don't we? So, like I say, there's something bigger than us out there, because there's millions of me and you what's been here before and left. And there's going to be millions and billions after us. So it's while we're here, what counts, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
so
funny.
Just make the best of what we've got. Let's not leave it to anybody else to tell us. Let's work with what we've got.
I was doing some Uber driving last night, actually, and I picked up this lad. He was going to work, and he was a black lad, and he was from the ghetto out here. He used to be homeless, and we got talking, and he used to have a problem with white people, and he was telling me that, and but we were saying we're all the same, and then we were also saying at the same time, not one person on this planet, in billions and billions of people, has ever been the same. Isn't that amazing?
Unique.
In their own way, yet we're all the same, but we're all unique in the same way.
Different fingerprint, every fingerprint, DNA, everything's different. It's mad, isn't it?
Mad, isn't it?
Well, like water. Imagine it, every different piece of water. No, you might get loads and loads of water, but if you've got that water on its own, it'd be a different part of water to that water. It's like sand and brick or this and other. You get, everyone's different. Every grain of sand's different. It's crazy. Water molecule different. Crazy. So we're all different. We're all different, but we're all same. We're all same. We're all different, but we're all same. Because we're all water. We're all humans. We're all living. We're all passing through. We're all moving on. So it's what we do while we're here. What matters. That's it. If you don't, you just waste it, and that's what you're going to look back on. Because I believe you do.
Lived a hell of a life, Reagan. You've been around. You've had the high times. You've had the low times. Not many people are going to have the highs that you've had, and not many people are going to have the lows that you've had. I mean, that's a good question. Someone that's been as low as it can get, and there's someone who's been as high as it can get. You know, people have put on paper these are really high moments, these are really low moments. For you, and now you've just had a new child. You become a father again. Life's unbelievable right now for you. What is it all about? With that journey that you've just been on, what's it all about for someone like yourself?
Well, I don't know, because I'm stretched that far. I'm connected with so many people. Like I say, starting getting like out in them gates from being a pro and having everything, spending time in Miami and living with Janet Jackson, 50 Cent and Lennox Lewis, Prince Nazim. You know what I mean? Being about from a kid from estate, well, out on shops, pinching cars for a bit of entertainment, and then I got into boxing, and then it got me there. And then from that, ending up in jail from having everything too fast, and my whole life caught up with me. And then end up losing everything. And then, like I said, serving 2.5 years, I had a lot of time to think about life. I had a lot of people all still, like I said, loved me and respected me and supported me and believed in me. And then, like I said, when I come out, I said I was having to go back at the game again, boxing. And I got offered a fight, and I wouldn't have took it. Well, nobody wanted to take it, tell you the truth, but I did it for money to prove my point. End of the day, a good kid, bigger kid. I've been away for 2.5 years, a week's notice. And I took it because I believed in myself. And even my own trainer, Glenn, I love Glenn, you know, it's best for me. He said that kid's 10 years younger, he's 2 weights heavier. He would only box last week and knocked a kid out. You've been in jail for 2.5 years in a rehabilitation system. You know what I mean? I've been through all hospital system, all discipline system, educational system, what they say, but it is what it is. I learned my ABCs first time in jail, so did me. Do you know what I mean? I learned, itched up on a few things what I needed to do. Used my time, didn't let it use me, and got into like church, even got into mosque, got into cafe, got into everything. What they were, used the time, got into my training, and then I come out and boxed, and then I won, didn't I?
Yeah,
I won, and it made front page at Star local paper. It said Reagan Dynamite then, and spent 2.5 years in the wilderness, but only took 75 minutes to come back, and I knocked him out. And then I was back. Everybody believed in me again, and then I got another shot in life. So I got me sent a bit of summer out in boxing. I had 7 more fights, and it's an hard game, boxing, and lifestyle. It can, like I say, it can drift you away because the highs and the lows. I just wanted to get on. I was thankful to get out because I did 2.5 years. So boxing, happy to get my boxing name back, and then I thought I'm going to concentrate on next generation because I've seen many go down my path. You get led into a trap of enjoying yourself and doing well, and even all kinds of influences, and then they end up, like I say, like I did, in jail, in hospital, or in bother, losing things. But I was lucky to come back, and then, like I say, I've been training the odd now. I boxed for a few years, and then I trained the odd for a few years, and it's done remarkable things. Drop crime, drop fires, made people better people, brought estate together, brought generation in building and education and piecing on people. And like I said, we're here, and kids now are boxing and doing what I was doing years ago and representing the old. And like I said, it's an all new generation of young kids and a community, and we brought unity to it. So big up the old.
Just thinking here as I'm listening to you, as I do, I'm when a kid loses, like you had a kid lose overnight, a couple of nights ago or whatever, and you were really down, like you said, Jane. But like you can talk to these lads, you've got so much to give because you've been at that point where not you've lost outside the ring. You know what real loss is. You know what it's like to be, as bad as it could get on the drugs and been a junkie and literally this close to death's door and all your friends, all the trimmings had gone, being in prison, worrying, to spending time with full-blown murderers in your cell and knowing that, you've got no one else to blame.
Yeah. I was lucky because, like I say, when you say a junkie, I was never a junkie because I weren't injecting, I was partying, I was living life as I weren't, and I were addicted to things. But end of the day, like I say, it started from having cocaine and beer and then started getting into these like seedy routines, and it took all. I ended up getting locked up. So doing 100 and I got chased in a Porsche Carrera. What someone's car I had under influence, but it never caught me. But then they got me in end, and then ended up chucking book at me. And like I say, I went through a rehabilitation system. Like I say, I was lucky I had good people around me, and I was lucky I had wisdom where I had to pull me through. Even when I ain't Nick, I knew everybody. And I got, like I said, got me saying, well, I was lucky to have that bit of pushing me, that belief, that, like I said, if no one believes, if you can't believe in yourself, no one will believe in you. So, like I say, and that's what boxing taught me.
Did you have any moments when you were on your own in that cell? Like, because you said to me before when we were talking that you realised, look, that serenity prayer, and you realised you couldn't blame anyone else. You had to take responsibility for your actions. Did you have any moments where you said, because you've obviously done so much good now since you've come out, you've helped so many people. Did you have any moments where you talked to God and you said, look, if you give me another shot, I'll get it right this time? Did you have any moments?
Well, yeah. It's not what I've always done with God, what I found to, or good, or anything, or what the higher power is, anything you believe in, anything you want. I have a talk to yourself and you say what it is. But you can't cut no corners. You've just gotta be serenity. You've got to be surreal. You've got to be really real, like with yourself. Well, if you have asked anything half-hearted, I've seen it's always worked against me. But it's always that doubt, if there were that bit of doubt. But if you're really honest and committed and did it, it'd work.
That's a bit like the truth will set you free.
Yeah, it is true. Truth will set you free.
Especially with yourself. You can be truthful with yourself.
Yeah. I always say to me, my thing, you've got to pay the piper, ain't you? If I go to bed tonight, eat loads of jellies and crisp, and I'll have bellyache and put weight on. If I go to bed tonight and have loads of beers and I wake up in bed with a fuzzy head in the morning, I've got my own pay to pay the piper, put weight on, eating shit crap at night. So you've all got to pay the piper. So if you've got to know we've got to put a lot of good into ourselves and good into people. That's it. And like I said, we all understand nobody's perfect, and I won't want to be perfect because that's boring. I've had a good life, like you said, and you've had a good life. We're having a good life now. We're still living and breathing.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord. Praise the highest. Praise Allah. Praise who. Praise this. Praise us. Praise us all. Let's all just get up and just, like I said, move forward.
I think in the Bible it says that the superpower of a human being, I'm paraphrasing, but it's being of service. And I think that's why we get second chances, because there's something in us that can be seen to help other people. There's that magic about you that you can help other people.
Well,
you have an influence.
It is if you can pay the piper, like I said, it with anything. When people are just taking, not gearing, you've got to gear up and get up and gear that time away. And then, like I said, put that time out. Because some people say to me, why would you put up with him? Why would you put up with her? Or why is this? But I'll give them a chance, and then they give me something to do. And like I said, some you can help, some you can't, but just keeps me in business, you know what I mean? It's what I do. I like to give people something because it gives me something, and that's how we get given. The blessed shall be blessed, the give shall be given. And that's it. The good shall be good, and that's all we're doing here. Blood, sweat, and tears. I just say it's all good 1 minute, it's heartbreaking 1 minute. But as long as we keep together and just keep getting that bit of pain, that bit of hammer punched in nose, that wrong result. I don't know, whatever in life, what it does. I've got a lot of other mates, as you know, like Daz is on heroin, and I've got Mark, who's, you know what I mean? I've got a lot of mates, and like I say, even people in jail and this and doing time, 20 and 30 years. It's sad, isn't it? Or people not even here now. Look
Do
back
you
on
like
memories.
do you like talking about the drugs that you took, or do you not want to talk about that? Because I'm just wondering, heroin, someone who is on
No,
these.
I'm not embarrassed of what I did. I'm proud of what I did because I was the one what got out in it, and I got influenced it by just I was 28-year-old me, and
How the hell did you get out of it? That's what I'm thinking. Because I'm thinking if someone's listening to this, like Daz or someone else, or people that have got issues, and they're thinking, bloody hell, how did he turn it around? What would you say to them? Someone who's been on class A drugs, someone who's danced with the devil in that way, and then people have said, you know, chances of someone getting off that. Never mind just turning your life around. And look at you now, mate. You found the love of your life. You've just had a beautiful baby girl. You're thriving in what you love doing. You're helping so many people. I mean, we talked about that serenity prayer. One of the biggest things from the serenity prayer is an example. You've set an example of someone's who's gone from rock bottom, and then now you're going the other way. You're shining bright. You're shining your light. Like you said, you're not a saint. You're not perfect. You won't want to be because that's boring. But what you are doing is inspiring all these people. Looking back at that lad who were mixing with the wrong people in those houses, in those environments, doing things he knew could really hurt him. Was there a thing? Was it prayer? Was he asking something to help you? What
it
for
were
you?
it were well. What it were, I was lucky. I had a lot of good people around me, and a lot of influence and bad people and tricky people. That's what you get with people. That's what you get being a character. Like I said, we're involved in all sorts on estate, and the next minute I'm riding with Lennox and Naz, the heavyweight and the lightweight champion of the world, and whoever else, and they'll give me these toys, and I got my sense of trouble, partying, nightlife, fast cars, fast women, fast nights out. Wow, I loved it. I thought with Tony Montana at one time, honest. I thought with
Yeah.
UF, no, I thought with anybody. I thought with Mike Tyson, I thought with Reagan dead and Dynamite dead. We had it. I was walking about with, like I said, Prince Nazim and Lennox Lewis, and then all the kids on estate. I had plenty of good loving mates on estate. We met like Bunny and my Uncle Bunny, and it been about a bit. A good mate of mine, Steve Chambers, and even my own family, the Denton family. We were known on estates as being good, strong, working class people, and that's what we stuck to. So I was lucky to believe, and I got believe in me, saying I believed, and I said believe, and no one, them who get up on me were no good people, but them who didn't were good people. And like I said, don't believe it or not, there were many who did say, "Oh, he's done now," but I weren't done. I believed I'd come back because I didn't come from being in a bad way, as you said, a junkie, or being on heroin and crack and cocaine, by being proper low and down. I come from low down to being a bit rustling myself and getting into boxing. It saved me from that way of life, so we can carry away with it. It was like a career. I was a career criminal, and then I was a career with drugs, and then I had a career in boxing, and then that career saved me, and it gave me that something to do to get me on it, like I said, prayer, serenity, anything. I believed I'd get what I wanted, and that was the fight. What if it's boxing or drugs or life or this and that? I always had that belief and believe, and I believe, and I pray and pray, and I practice, and I did it, and that's how you get it. Simple. That's why I am an inspiration to so many people, because you only have to Google me or look at things and go, wow, yeah, he is. I've been and seen it. I'm 44 now. I'm a granddaddy and a daddy again, thank God. So it shows I've still got it, even what I'm doing in my sport. I was a good amateur, me. I was good. I represented for all these people around here, and nationwide and then worldwide for people. And like I said, I mean, I got in with people. My brother were in door business. My dad were a singer. Come on, my granddad were a pigeon flyer. It was like it was show business on our estate, and we went for that. And like I say, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. It come a monster, and it ate me. It eats you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it can, and it's not just you. It's a lot of people in this world that can eat them up. It's a brilliant story, and obviously, it's still being told. There's more to the story.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm here now. You know, when people say I'm here now, just let it. Just keep getting up and opening them gates and getting them doors in and seeing them kids and telling them what I know and what I don't know, and getting them. Just keep doing what we're doing. You know that, Jazz. You've been up. You say you've done a few documentaries up there. We met from, like I said, we met by the top of the pops. The Goldsmith. He's one big prospect in Britain and England. He was fighting for world titles and that old Goldsmith. And then Red Johnson. He's another frontliners. They're up top, showing them people at bottom we can get up, we can move forward. And if you believe and put your time in, that's it. It's just all about trying better than what we've got.
Consistency is key. Hard work. This is what I think of when I see Bradley Goldsmith. When I see Red Johnson, I see hard work. I see consistency. I see dedication, and I see love. They love what they do. They love it.
Definitely. I love what I do.
Yeah, go on, mate. Go on.
It's like you said, that serenity, that surrounding, that grounding, and that's what it stands for. That's what serenity is. It's being content, finding your contentment, surrendering, and going, "Oh, this is where I belong." And like I said, with me, it saved me. Boxing saved me.
Those words, very powerful words. You know, that surrender, and contentment. Wow. I mean, but I don't think.
Wow.
That's probably the biggest thing in life you can do. Surrender, let go, let God. Surrender. I'm not content. And then
massive.
Yeah, it's massive. And contentment. I remember Carl Froch talked about that after one of his fights, and it always stuck with me. He says, "I'm content," and I thought, "Won this world title, or you've got a break," and it's not. When you get it, it's better.
Well, they offered me fight for Buglioni at Copperbox. They offered me 35,000 quid week before Christmas to fight Buglioni at Copperbox Arena for European title. I said, let's get it on. And we were going through to it, but the board wouldn't allow it, the doctor's side, because I only boxed a 6-rounder and it was a 12-round fight. So he says, do a 10-rounder, an 8-rounder, 10-rounder, and then you can fight him for European on Sky Sports. But what I did, I said, let's take it at first. But when it didn't happen, I felt a bit let down like I did before with things. And I got them kids, I met them kids doing what they were doing on the estate. And I thought, I can't wait to be a trainer, me and a manager and a promoter again. You know, instead of being there on front line, getting your head punched in and dieting and getting up and running. I loved it. I did it. It's hard. Do you know, to be a fighter, bro? It's hard. It's hard work. It's hard graft, but it's honourable, isn't it? It's good. It's serenity. It's surrendering. Go, all right, then. I get punched and I punch people. We all go up. We get on. It's an hard graft to have, a hard job to have, to be a fighter in any division, in anything. To get your brain shook and your money took for other people's entertainment. Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy. Hey, let's have one. I've got one question about Serenity Prayer before we get a little bit lighter. You got that done when you were in prison. How do they do a tattoo when you're in prison? How do they do that? How do they write a tattoo on you?
They had a motor out, you know, like a stereo, a motor like it spins round.
Yeah.
And then you get like a lighter with clipper light and spread it out and sharpen it like a pin. And you put it on the wheel so it spins round and they get the ink, and you can order Indian. You can get Indian ink from to art class. And you pinch it because they were Indian ink in there, and then what you do, you put the nasal trim of the finger and put it in the ink, but put the pin in, you go zzz, and pull it and shade it in.
Unbelievable. I tell you what, in those prisons, right?
Yeah, there's so many tricks. I could get an handbook for so many things to like get on in. Like it's mad. Like I said, imagine that on I find ways like a kettle. It comes, you're cooking stews and curries. You shave your chicken leg. You get your herbs from like the people from kitchens. You've got your curries in your little kettle. It's crazy. And if you haven't got a kettle, there's another one you do. You get strips of wire, and you get some razor blades and finger razor blades. Put them in water, imagine, and it eats the water up. So you've got hot water.
Wow.
I know. This guy come in with one in his boat or in Lindo, and I'm like, we ain't got a kettle. He went, don't worry, pal. You got his socket. Pulled this bait cable out, and it had 2 razor blades ends in, and he put it in plug socket life, and I plugged it in with telly, and these blades just lit up red. Red. He put him in water, and he just started bubbling. We had hot water, instant hot water.
Wow.
Crazy.
Unbelievable.
Another one.
Go on.
Imagine you run out of gas. You've got no gas, but you've got a flint. But you want to light something. You need to light something. It's a candle, or people need cigarettes or whatever they want to light. So what you do, you get the lighter, like that jumper you've got that, you take up fluff off, and then you use the packet in front of the cigarette and go flick, and go, and then it'd burn up, even like with a candle, it'd light up, and you blow it, and it set candle alight. Like, wow.
Brilliant.
Simple. Just so simple, isn't it?
Unbelievable. Brilliant.
That's why we need the story, what we've had to say, the dream, what we are dreaming. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
That's a saying for from the 12-step groups. They call it KISS. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid.
That's what I do, don't I? That's what I do. I keep it simple. I get up and get on with it.
I said to my mate here, I said other day, I said, because I'd done something for somebody, I'd helped somebody for 7 hours moving home other day. And I didn't pay for it, I know. And some other people there were getting paid for it, a lot of money. And I just did it out of kindness of my heart. 7 hours around in trucks and everything and driving up hills. I got fed, fair play, I got fed. And then I said to my mate, homeless Pete, I said, Pete, am I nice or am I just stupid? And he said, maybe you're nice and you're stupid.
Do you know when you said that for 7 hours? Well, there's 12 hours in a day, 24 hours in a, you know what I mean, an episode.
Yeah.
Oh my, 24 hours. It's always skiing, but that's what gives us, isn't it? Skiing your thing. It's good to, like I said, be around them people and doing what you're doing.
Good for doing it, and like we say, you can't take it with you. And I've got everything I need. I've got a roof over my head. I've got food all the time when I want it. I can pay my bills. I've got a phone here. I've got a car. It's all good, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It's all borrowed, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all borrowed.
It's all borrowed, man. Don't get on with yourself.
Let's finish the podcast. I just want to know.
Enjoy, man.
What it's like to be a dad again. I know you're already a dad, but to be a dad again to a little Ben, and to just, feel like that it's a rebirth, right? It's a rebirth for yourself as well as your daughter. What's that like, mate?
I've tried, like you said, I've been around block a bit, but I felt it tonight. I've got a picture I have to send it you. Laura's like just getting washing out. She's crying, but Laura's such a good mum. She's like, no. She doesn't bite. She loves it. She laughs, and I'm a bit like, she's so small. When she's only 3 weeks old, and I'm like grabbing her, like, oh, she like influenced me. I was more nervous than her. But now I'm like cooling up to her, I'm grabbing her and this and other, and it's working, and unbelievable. And like, That's in everything I've been through, where I've been and what I've been listening to. When I was sat there in the rug, you know, and this song come on it, and I'm looking at her, and she's like nestling into me. I'm like, this is what it's about, mate. It's leaving memories behind. That's what it's about. It's not about how rich, how what, all this, how hard, how tough, how smart, all this and all that. It's about leaving them good memories behind. And I look at her and I think, she's going to have kids and that. She's going to have a life and she's going to, and it was just worth more than anything I've ever got and ever had. Better than any world title, any car I've drove, anything I've ever had was just dear. And I've got a Dodie in my mouth and I'm holding her. And she got her out, she just like nestled up under my finger like, made it. I made it, man.
It's all just icing on the cake now, isn't it, baby? It's all just icing on the cake.
Everything else is a bonus, isn't it? We've done it. We're here. We're doing what we're doing. Be up in the morning. We'll be back at it again, doing what we do. And like I say, she's here. We're living here, and that's it. We're just a work in progression. That's all work in progression.
For sure, we are. We're all just a work in progress, aren't we? Like you said, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that what you said about nobody's perfect. We're not saints, are we? That's it. We're not trying.
Don't want to be.
That's it.
Boring
We're all
bastards. Them. They're boring fuckers. Don't want to be one of them.
Yeah, that's it. We just got to just
swear.
little bit be a bit little bit be a little bit we were before.
Just be a good, decent human being. That's it. We all know that because it's built in us. Don't let TV and like what people tell us take it away from us. We all know what's right and wrong.
Oh, I like that. That's a great way to end it. You know, my mate sent me a scene the other day from Scent of a Woman, Al Pacino, when he's talking about character. And he says, he's got this big speech at the end of it. And he says, I knew without question the right path to take, but it was too damn hard.
Oh, Lord, honest, I've been there. Good job. Sometimes I didn't believe it got that hard. I thought, it's not, I've got to give, but I didn't. One time I stuck my guns. And like, listen, like Jake LaMotta said, you know what he says. Believe, believe, believe. I'm not on about believe. I'm on about believe, believe, believe.
Amen.
That's how we make it happen.
That's
just believe.
Yes. This whole podcast has been about, you know, from darkness to light, rebirth, second chances. You've got people like Reagan Denton. You've got people like in Boxing Game, like we've got the Rocky story. We've got the real life story of Reagan Denton. You've got Bernard Hopkins, similar. And what did Bernard Hopkins say? I'm sure he didn't coin this phrase, but he's definitely said it. It's never too late to do something great. So if you're struggling out there, if you're in the Yorkshire area, or even if you're not, get in touch with Reagan, get in touch with me. Links are in the description. If you're in Yorkshire or if you're in England, get yourself to the Hood Gym, get around that community. It's its own church. It's its own community. Reagan will help you. He's very approachable. If you want to message him, if you want to message me, we will help you. We're here to help. It's all about service. And we'll see you next week, episode 6.
Hey, I'm on maternity, don't forget.
Okay, he's on maternity leave. Show me I'll give you some of that Starbucks money, mate. We've got
I'm gonna get it in. Yeah, up there, boy.
You up there, boy. All right, mate. I'm gonna press record. Do you want to stay on for a second? I'll stop the recording.
Go on.
Is there anything else you want to say, or are we good?
No, all good, mate. I think that's it. I think we've got, if it don't work one time, just try and make it work next time. Simple as that.
Give me we're all good in the hood.
We're all good in the hood, baby. All good in the hood. Yeah.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.